All right, hello, my name is Joseph Rogers, and we are doing a live podcast here at Dog Days Brewery because we are going to talk about Remedy.
Hey.
Lighting's off, but that's okay. Max is in the shadows. All right, so Alison Rose is the owner of Remedy. Max Wysong is a consumer of Remedy.
Oh, yeah.
And we do shows at Remedy a lot.
Joe is a partner.
Yeah, in some form or fashion. I have multiple partners, by the way. So tell us about Remedy, Allison.
Sure. Well, we're really excited because it's our 1 year. Nope. It's our 2 year anniversary today. We're celebrating all weekend. This is my first business ever. It was a dream come true thanks to COVID when things were cheap and I was able to afford to buy into my dream. We are a speakeasy themed bar and restaurant. And I say themed because people like to come in and comment that we're not a real speakeasy. And I like to tell them that that's because real speakeasies are illegal because it's an illegal drinking establishment and it's not the Prohibition era, but that's a story for another day. We're speakeasy themed. I'm obsessed with the 1920s Prohibition era style and cocktails, and so that's kind of where that motivation came from. And yeah, we're open 7 days a week. We do lots of events, comedy, stand-up comedy, burlesque shows, live music, and all kinds of stuff.
2 years is a really big deal. Congrats. That's all. I mean, statistically speaking, don't most businesses fail in their first 2 years? So you beat teenage pregnancy of business. That's fantastic. You're not a statistic.
Well, it depends on if you're married. If you're married and you own a business, you have a 1 year life expectancy. If you're not married, you have a 3 year life expectancy. So luckily you're not married.
Wait, is that true?
According to my stats, yes, it is true. I'm going off of what I've seen personally with my own eyes. If you open a business with your significant other and you're married, I think it puts more strain on the marriage and the business. I think you can be happily married, but if you run a business into the ground, you're going to be unhappily married real quick.
Well, I love that you have those statistics because most people don't know this, but Joseph Roger gets all his facts off Snapple bottles. So take everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah. That one I got off of yogurt.
That is fascinating information. It makes sense. I'd like to see the data behind it, but it definitely makes sense.
The longest lasting married couple that owns a business in Kitsap County is Hilo's Breakfast Cafe.
Oh.
And you will
They're
see
notorious swingers. So
you will see a business model that they have set up that makes them successful. So their marriage end result is also successful. I've seen some other places where the business is not successful. Next thing you know, they're not together anymore. I don't mean to be dark. I didn't mean to say that, but I'm grateful that you own it. You're not married to anybody who also owns it. You do have a partner, Nick, who
Yes.
you co-own it with, and you guys work together like a non-married couple should.
I like this business advice angle, though. It's like a seminar where you're discussing, you have to choose success or love. You can be rich or happy. You choose.
And if you want to be successful at both, then you better go to counseling and online business school classes.
And this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp, #comedy and KidSap.
You want to open a business? Talk to me. But yeah, 2 years is excellent. And I love that you brought up that you started the business right as the end of the pandemic. As soon as we could start coming out again and participating in businesses. The timing was perfect. It was a gamble. It paid off. And now you are considered one of the most successful business owners in Bremerton, in my opinion. So round of applause for Alison Rose. Everybody.
Right?
That's really nice of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Every day is still a struggle. Like Max said, so actually the statistics are, hold on, 60% of businesses of new restaurants fail within the first year. 70% fail within 2 years, and 80% fail in 5 years. So, wait, those numbers were way off. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I think it was the opposite. 80%. Shit. You
If
guys.
you have
though.
2 bathrooms, you have a 69%
Let's be honest, guys.
I have an accountant.
Yeah.
I pay an accountant.
If people are coming to the Comedy and Kidsap YouTube page for statistical advice, they're in the wrong place. So,
Well,
but Jacob Jaffe isn't here. Our
Yeah,
analytics
exactly.
are going to be all off. It's
numbers don't
important.
lie,
Right.
people. Numbers don't lie. People lie.
Can we talk about like some of our like favorite like Remedy moments in the
Oh,
past year?
for
So,
sure. Let's think about the last 2
right?
years.
Like I've only been around for the last year, but in the last year since I've been around, when you had Louis Fox, that comic out there, who was a magician, that was one of the best nights I never saw coming. You know what I mean? You hear magician and your shoulders go up. You're like, this is gonna suck, but it was
Right.
awesome, man. Like,
Yeah.
He was a true professional magician, comedian.
He was, and my dream. I've always dreamt. I've always had a little secret dream of being a magician myself, which I've never fulfilled because I don't have that kind of skill. But it was my birthday, and I wanted to hire a magician, and we found him through a mutual friend, actually. But he was on America's Got Talent, and he was fantastic, and that show sold out. I don't think I've ever seen that many people in that building, and he's a comedian magician, and it was fantastic.
and he killed. He killed. It was awesome.
did.
It was such a fun night. Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part of that night for me was Morgan Colas' set to open the show
Oh yeah.
in front of a bunch of people that were there to see magic. They got to see raw art in its most pure form in stand-up comedy with Morgan.
We love Morgan, but the crowd was not a Morgan style crowd.
There's definitely a lesson in like expectations that we should have learned that night. You know, you go to see like fun magic shows and you hear Dead Baby and like Holocaust jokes. You're like, I don't know, this might not be the fun magic night I was looking for.
The
Right.
crowd looked like a bunch of Beatles fans, like
Yeah.
pre-drug era,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, very innocent, expecting magic crowd. Morgan gave them something to remember and maybe have nightmares about.
Yeah, probably the only time I've ever seen anybody get PTSD from a set. But I will say that's a joke. We love Morgan.
We love Morgan.
She's a great comedian. Unfortunately, it was just the wrong crowd for her.
I feel like we picked on Morgan.
We just shit on Morgan so hard. But
We love
hey,
Morgan.
she also started a fight in Graham, too, with one of her sets where the two dudes physically assaulted each other over her comedy set. So
She also beat the shit out of a little person who identifies as a midget in a boxing ring. So
We're basically doing this podcast to start the cancellation of Morgan Colas. So we're gonna start a letter. We're gonna petition the governor.
cut this part out.
She's got to leave our state.
and it's also probably going to be what launches her as a comedian, too. So she needs the exposure. Beating up a midget's good exposure. Anyway, that went askew a little bit. We were supposed to be talking about Remedy and the successful nature of it.
Let's talk about how Joe Rogers and I partnered and how comedy in Kitsap is a huge part of Remedy's success. For most of the bars and restaurants in the downtown area, Wednesday nights are kind of slow. Every Wednesday night, we are booming with comedians. We have regulars that come out to see the open mic show on Wednesday nights, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful scene, and Joe's been a huge part of that.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, every I've spent for the last year every Wednesday at your bar, and as somebody who doesn't drink alcohol, I don't tell my AA friends that. So
It's really cool, too, to do it for almost 2 years now, every Wednesday. In the last 2 years, I think we've only missed 2 Wednesdays, and that was due to inclement weather. And it's not easy running an open mic for that long. But luckily in this area, we have a nice local following that's pretty committed to supporting live comedy. So, like you said, they've been coming out strong every Wednesday. it's been a lot of fun because half of the comedy thing is the crowd and the other half is the comedians. So it's a teamwork, and that's what we do to make the dream work.
I'm pretty sure this is all just a Ponzi scheme to sell French fries at your bar to comedians. I mean, every Wednesday you're just fattening up all the local comics. I mean, our health has
everybody
declined.
already knew that when Allison said she was opening a bar, why she was opening a bar.
Yeah, they say do what you love, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is getting drunk and doing karaoke.
Hey.
Which, by the way, they
And
do
comedy.
karaoke all the time, and comedy, and music, and burlesque, all kinds of events. So yeah, check it out. Remedy Speakeasy. Leave a good review. Please don't mention that it's not a real speakeasy because Allison might come to your house and shank you with a spork. So Remedy Speakeasy. What's the address again?
602 4th Street,
602
Bremerton.
4th Street. And it used to be Mobster Mike's Comedy Club, and then it was a Irish pub, and then it was a taco joint, and now it's Remedy Speakeasy,
Yay.
which she redid the inside, and it looks amazing, by the way. Got a stage for the events, all kinds of cool looking bar stuff. The whiskey bottles are top notch.
We carry Pappy Van Winkle for any fans.
Has anyone completed the burger challenge yet?
Yes, multiple people.
Multiple people. Okay. Nice.
I bought a bunch of T-shirts, so we got a little bit lax on the rules. They sort of have as much time as they want because I would like to get rid of the T-shirts. So
When you put the timer on people, it got nasty.
it got nasty. So we probably had at least 10 people complete the burger challenge.
Nice. Nobody's keeping, like, there's no, like, best time yet, right? Like, I can't
Not
come
yet.
in and dethrone a champ because this seems like my type of thing. I feel like, I don't know, I'd like to make an event out of it, maybe challenge some people to a burger
I mean,
competition.
if you finish that thing in 15 minutes, you will be the champ.
Okay. All right. We'll
So
talk.
I'll give you 3 T-shirts for it.
Perfect.
Max will record from 3 different angles.
If I get 3 T-shirts, I just tripled my wardrobe. So that's fantastic.
Also, one of my favorite memories is when we did the roast for our tip for roast or compliment afterwards. And there was one night we just laid into the crowd. And they were asking for it, and they got it, and it was a ton of fun. It was some of the best roast jokes.
There's been a handful of those nights.
Yeah,
you
that
know, where-
we've come up with on the fly.
Yeah.
Is that where we learned that Max is the best roaster?
Oh.
Or
Yeah.
was that sooner than that?
It was around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps now that Drew left. I'll take the title. I'll wear the throne now. But when Drew's back in town, she's the best. Please tell her that she's the best, or she's going to pick on me. So
one of the other things we wanted to mention is that for your anniversary celebration, you are offering a prime rib dinner. That's going to go on until supplies last. So if you see this video by June 3rd, then go check out their prime rib special. If they're out of the prime rib, then you can get other food because it's all really good there. And if you mention Comedy and Kitsap, you get 15% off your tab. Ooh. So that's like a speakeasy code word that you can use to get a discount. So.
Yeah, see, we're real speakeasy.
yeah.
All right. Any last words, Max, on Remedy?
No, thank you. Thank you guys for doing all the stuff you guys do for the community here. Somebody who just moved here, it's pretty impressive what you guys are doing in Bremerton. I mean, it blows my mind. So congrats.
Thank you for being such a big supporter. And actually, all of the comedians, all of the people that come out to the shows, like, it's not just about, revenue for me. It's about the community aspect. And I feel like I've made so many friends and built so many relationships through this camaraderie that we have. So thanks.
And
you
it's
guys.
like a home for stand-up comedians for us. It's kind of developed into that role naturally, considering half the staff is stand-up comedians. And it's a really cool place for us to hang after the shows, whether we do shows in Bremerton or Paulsbo or Tacoma or whatever. We can always go there and feel comfortable to hang out, relax, and talk about life. So thank you, Allison, for opening Remedy Speakeasy, and once again, thanks to the community for all the support over the last couple of years. And I look forward to the next 10 plus years.
Hey.
Yay.
Does that sound scary, thinking about being in business that long?
Terrifying.
Well, by then you'll have 5 businesses in Bremerton. 5.
Hell yeah.
It'll be like playing the game Monopoly in Bremerton. Be buying up all the buildings and turning them into whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
I like this.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night. Thank you.
One in every mall.
I feel like we should have shouted out to Dog Days since we're recording here.
Well, I mentioned that we were at Dog Days.
Okay.